Welcome to Shooting the Shift. I'm Bam, that's Matt, Bryn,
Yo.
and Milton. And we're just going to chat some shit about cars for a bit. So let's not talk 2020, because other than buying random cars, it was bad. It was not a good year for motorsport.
We're not. You're not allowed to say that word on the C word on YouTube either.
Which word?
No.
Yeah.
The really long one that made us stay at home all year.
But I can use the shortened one, right?
No, just don't say
I
it.
don't think so.
Okay.
You're just not allowed to say it.
Pretend
Let's not say it.
Alright,
Pretend
right.
it didn't happen and talk about next year.
No, that's fine. All right, yeah, cool. All right, so nothing happened this year
Nobody talked about
anywhere in the world. So Matt, what you doing? Milton. What Matt plans for next year? What we doing?
RX-7.
RX-7.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going to be next year because I need to get the engine in and it running.
LS
it's done
swap,
nothing.
though, yeah, because Doritos are lame.
No, two Doritos are going back in, and a big turbo.
What was that? What was that head shake, Bryn?
LSs are not cool.
You know I'm just trying to wind him up, right?
Yeah, but
I mean,
there are some
I
things
don't-
you don't joke about.
I don't
know
mind
there's
a
things
V8.
we don't joke about, like sticking Matt as P45 in the post if he LS swaps that RX-7.
I don't mind V8s just in the right car, and the RX-7 is not the right car. I bought the RX-7 to build a rotary, and that's what I'm doing. So
That's the problem, because I've seen quite a few V8 FCs about, and they're cool and they suit the noise, but the other option is a rotary, so why would you?
Unless it didn't have a rotary to begin with.
Then
For
you
what?
find one and you put it in!
yeah, well, you do what our friend Ben did. He bought the old Sexy Nights one that used to have a V8 in it as a rolling shell, and then he's put a turbo 13B back in it. It's as it was.
I think we can all accept like that's the sensible thing to do, right? Yeah, we're not.
Even Hurt did it with his. He had a V8. That's
Yeah, he
gone.
went back. Yeah.
And this is a man with a mullet saying V8s are bad.
Wow, yeah. Cletus
That
would
is-
be upset.
I don't think you're living up to your redneck roots there, Bryn, mate. I think.
Hell yeah, brother!
I mean, you're talking about a man with a Passat, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we chop the top back quarter off, right? Then he can
Big
be
ute.
a redneck
Yeah.
with a pickup.
pick
Oh
up.
man, I would love a Ute Passat.
Yeah,
It's
let's do
doable.
that.
It's entirely doable.
Plans for 2021.
Plans for 2021, give me an angle grinder and Bryn's Passat for a week.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how stable it'll be once the mad scientist's done, but...
Hey,
not great already.
Bryn can weld. We'll weld some supports in. It'd be fine.
Yeah, be grand.
What can possibly go wrong?
Speaking of Passat, I did buy some side skirts for it this week because they were really cheap on Facebook Marketplace.
Sorry, what?
Actually,
What do side skirts for a Passat even look like?
Chunky, just big.
Are we talking like max power, like...
Oh god. They're
Is it-
Rotex reps, which are just
I-
like a big lip.
Are they
I
fake lows?
guarantee they're easier to fit than an alternator was.
Oh god. Yes, they are. I literally asked the guy, I was like, how do you fit these? And it's just two standard screws in the end. I was like, sick. No work to put them on. I am sold.
I think
But
Brenna's
that's
got
kind of
PTSD from that.
I have got...
Yeah.
I was so close to just having a full-on meltdown and throwing the fucking alternator through the window. And
Which
picking it up.
alternator?
The Passat, it's not a good job to do. You
Oh,
have
it was
to
a
take
saga.
Yeah, you have to take the front crash bar of the car off, which is held on with T45 Torx bolts, which are so tight that they just round the Torx, like stretch and twist it. So I couldn't get them off, and then I eventually got those off, and I was like, sick, right, after like 6 hours just getting the front of the car off, we can do the job we came here for. Did the alternator pulley come off the alternator?
Did
Did
it
it
fuck?
bollocks? So there was another 2 hours trying to get that sorted. And honestly, it was just a nightmare. It was a full 9-hour day in the end to get this done. And when I was finished, I just came inside, fell on the sofa, and didn't move for the next day.
It can't be as bad as the amount of time it took me, including the bits where I had to wait for tools to arrive at the workshop to fit that Skunk 2 inlet manifold on the MX-5.
Oh, I've got a part that fitted on my MX-5 recently that I could beat that bad fitting.
Oh, really?
Like,
You can beat a month of lead time from a part arriving on the car?
pretty bad.
I mean, if you
101
want to go down,
days
Right, no, what?
yeah,
from sending lots and lots and lots of money to him to when it arrived, not just at my house, but then they had to be sent to Bryn to machine and fix and drill out and fix and machine to then come to me to then spend a week trying to fit.
What was it?
but the upside now is you've now got a working car, so next year you can drive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is your plans for next year, to be fair.
Yeah, we did go tangent again. But yeah, that's my plans.
Yeah, because my year next year is, because that's where we were, my RX-7, and I'm actually moving house at the end of the year, and I'm going to have a garage for the first time, so that's going to be nice as well. Yeah, I found a house with a garage.
What's great about that is one of my cars is going to live in his garage.
Just for a little bit.
Did you put that in his contract as well, along with if he puts a V8 in it?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
little-
it's all there. It's all
Yeah.
there.
Caveats.
I know full well he didn't read that contract.
Gets to the PDF, down page, sign.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like in the same bit of the contract where because I give Milton some stickers every now and again, he has to just let random competition winners sit in his car.
Yeah. Milton, this person did a competition. Okay.
It's literally how it goes down.
And then that girl, that girl bought a car then after that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we
Yeah, she went and
created,
bought
we
a-
created another drifter from one of our competitions.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did
I
she
mean,
look
that's
interesting?
that's the other thing we're doing next year. Is Nicole's out looking for a Mark 1 MX-5 at the moment.
I've got a Mark 1 MX-5 that I'll sell you, but I don't think it's in your budget.
It's also rusty, so I don't want one. I don't want it.
It is.
Fired.
No. It is rusty,
yeah.
right?
You
I'm not
know,
even-
my first MX-5 shout. It's about on par with that.
There's some arch, there's some sill rust. Because I sent it away to that guy to fix, and he didn't.
Really as bad as your first one, Matt? Because I distinctly
Yeah.
remember from some angles you could see all the way through the sill, out the other side, and find the road again.
Yeah,
No, you can't see through any bits of it, Matt. Let's not...
yeah, but all of your sills and all of your arches on both sides are rusty.
Oh, we're doing some chopping and some welding, that's certain.
Yeah, that needs full resto.
Rust
Matt,
is
do you
cheaper
remember
and
when-
lighter.
I was going to say, do you remember when we went to the Donington Winter Series auto test? You parked uphill from the rest of us, and there was just a river of oil from the leaky sump.
That was my second MX-5.
Oh, right.
But that was not a well-maintained car.
Covered in oil.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying,
that-
what you're actually saying, Matt, is we should look for the MX-5 for Nicole, not
No,
you.
because the third one the third one that I owned that I actually drove, because I've owned many that I didn't drive,
Yeah.
wasn't rusty.
Yeah, but the
Didn't
first
think
one
that
I
was
bought
very-
was
But it didn't work.
accidentally a limited edition that
Did
they only
work.
built 700 of.
How
I
many
spent
times
3
did I
years
have to
drifting it.
Yeah.
How many times
hang
did
on.
I have to push it off the track?
Cue photo of Milton running behind it.
Matt, again! Fix your fucking car! Second time I've had to push your car in the heat.
For the third
Well-
time that day.
Once I discovered that the old immobilizer, really ancient wiring was causing the problem and threw it away, it was perfectly reliable. It was just teething
That
problems.
Brake seals just did a Brexit.
Yeah, Yeah, just the one.
Mole grip, the brake line closed. But after that, it went great for the rest of the day on 3 brakes.
There
You're
you go.
drifting. You don't need brakes.
Getting back onto topic for 2021, there's a good thing we can do next year. Abuse the shit out of a free trade agreement with Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah, there is that.
It's already looking up, boys.
Anyway, let's talk about the elephant in Bryn's room and his plans for next year, because I can see his plans for next year.
The small elephant.
That
What,
was,
Yeah,
that was
turn
my
it
plan
into a coffee table, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got a spare one under there that you could turn into a coffee table.
How messed up's the spare one?
It's rusty, but that's it.
I might need another engine for ideas if I...
Research.
If you want
Science.
Yeah, if you want to overbore it, if you put in forged pistons or something in it, it would be absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with it apart from the bores went rusty.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it lived in my shed, and it turns out my shed leaks.
Oh.
Yeah.
My shed leaks too.
What, your new shed?
Yeah, I didn't build it right.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I got
Well,
lazy.
Milton's 2021 plans is waterproof the shed.
No, you said you got lazy, right? Did you get so lazy that you just didn't put the roof on?
No, we put felt on, but we did the edges, and then we had to crawl along the middle to put all the nails along. And it was
You
cold
did.
and it was dark, and I thought, oh, I'll do it I'll do it tomorrow. And then it was dark, and then a week later, and then I came out to it, and the felt was like dangling off, and it's just been a downhill battle from there.
That's why you put nails in it.
yeah.
Nailed it.
You didn't. That's the problem.
That's the problem, but it's to be fixed. It's on the to-do list.
Getting back onto this year being rubbish, what excuse for not doing it this year?
I have a very good excuse for not doing it this year. You remember when the event started and we were all going to go into lockdown? I was like, great, I'm going to buy all the bits that I need to build and forge this engine, and then I'll have a project and I won't be bored. And then what happened was I never went into lockdown, and I worked every day since. And so I've just not had the energy to finish it off. But it's done nearly now. There's a couple of other bits and bobs. I've got a bit for Milton that I've been doing, that little adjuster that you can probably
I've been doing for you, you mean?
Yeah.
Test fitting.
Well, I've still got some bits to make for that, I think. I can't remember what
So
they are.
at this point, it doesn't need to come apart again, does it?
It doesn't need to come apart again. It's all built internally, is finished. Valve gear, everything is bolted together. I'm just messing around with all the stuff on the front because I absolutely hate the standard Mazda adjustments and things like that. And I've modified, if you can see it, there's a billet water outlet there that I've had made. I'm basically
You have
just
to do a zoom.
changing- Sorry?
Zoom. Do a
zoom.
zoom.
Zoom on zoom. Yeah, I'm
So-
basically changing all the things that I don't like about the way that Mazda built this engine. So it's taken me a little bit of time because I'm kind of making bits and machining them as I go along. But yeah, 2021 plan is to put that in the car as soon as it becomes warm enough to actually go out and drive it so that I can get it mapped and then do some drifting. And then obviously also we've got hopefully a full season of BDC this time to come.
I'm gonna voluntold Matt's garage so we can do it before it's warm.
That doesn't really help me.
No, there's no engine in the car now, so we wouldn't be able to get it over.
Where's the trailer?
Boy, he has friends with trailers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
The
The
point
trailer's
more,
just down there.
yeah.
well, the point more is that I've got to spend X hundred number of miles sort of running it in and mapping it and stuff like that, and I just don't want to do that while the roads are salty and dark and it's grim and wet. So I'd rather wait for it to warm up and get a little bit lighter so that I can actually enjoy driving it around. Is more the thing.
Yeah.
And it gives me a bit more time to kind of finish sorting it out.
I mean,
On
that's
zero
the
boost.
same. That's the same boat I'm going to be in when I've done the RXM. I want to drive it around with the roof down.
Yeah.
So when we get to 2022 and we're doing this video again and the engine's still sat behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
is that Matt or Bryn that you're talking to there?
Both of them.
I mean, this engine was sat in Matt's shed for a couple of years before I got it, and then it sat in my shed for a couple of years.
I'm totally
the
willing to accept my 2021 plan of fix the MX-5 is probably not going to happen.
No, you can't talk like that.
No, I can, because my other 2021 plan is finish the toaster. Right?
Yeah. And rust repair on the Stadia.
Yeah, because it turns out
That's
right?
That's the real reason it's going in my garage.
It's because it was made by Nissan.
Strut top.
Started
doing...
Chris's 370Z that I've been working on, it's like 10 years old, and it's still one of the rustiest cars I've ever seen in my life.
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that when he put the video of it for the first time on the ramp last year. It's like, it looked like 15, 20 years old.
Honestly, every time we do something on it and that bit's not come off before, it's an ordeal to get it apart. It's like it's been living under the sea. I don't know where he bought it from, but it was clearly a beach, and it's just sat there with the tide fucking coming in every day.
The most pressing bit of the end of this year, early next year, is get a new ball joint into the Stadia on the rear high cast.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. I know how long you've been looking for that as well.
Why is that ball joint in like a 2000 sweet shop bag?
Because it's a magical, brand new, genuine Nissan part, bro.
That's going to be fun.
I'm not cheaping out on the rear high cast that's got a lockout bar in it anyway.
It wasn't cheap either.
It was not a cheap part.
Was it Yahoo Auctions, yeah?
No, it was Conceptua Tuning. Hashtag please give me free stuff now.
Like another ball joint for the other side.
The other side's fine. It's just this one side that's been on its way out for 3 years.
Probably about time to fix that.
Yeah.
You think so?
Then I need to just have a look at the suspension a little bit and lift the car on account of... Don't look so alarmed, Bryn. It's going to happen. Because at the moment, occasionally, the wheel bounces into the suspension strut and cuts a little groove out the...
Bryn, you can't sit there and shake your head. You had the tallest MX-5 for years.
And now I don't. And do you know why I don't? Because now it's on drop knuckles. So now I can make it low and not be shit. Take note, hot boys. Your cars drive like ass.
Have you seen my ride height, Bryn? On drop knuckles all round.
You've got drop knuckles and it's still 4x4 ride height. Yours is probably the other way. Yours probably drives like ass because it's high.
Oh, it actually drives really good because you told me how to set it up.
That does help.
Yeah, it's quick. With some decent tyres on it, I'm still only on 195s. So, it's a good car. There's nothing that needs doing. I just need to drive it.
Is that your 2021 plan just wrapped up?
Just drive it.
Well, I spent so long of this year waiting for parts and building it and doing it. I just want to bloody drive the thing now.
As it turns out, that wasn't the worst thing because we couldn't go anywhere to drive it anyway.
Well, there was loads of events that I missed because there was still some events going. But
yeah, it wasn't like show season that was basically written off. At least motorsport still got to happen.
Yeah, I suppose there was pod ran a few days, didn't it?
Yeah.
Pod ran in the summer for the first time.
Yeah, that I don't know how to feel about that.
And there was like 6 people on track, and we're standing there marshalling, going, "There's more marshals than drifters at the moment."
I'm gutted that I didn't have a car for that because
you and me both.
The dream for the longest time.
It was dry. The weather was good. It rained a little bit in the morning just to cool the track down. So tyre wear was. It sucked.
All right, I'm bored. I'm bored of, but that didn't happen. Remember, we ignore that. Yeah. We ignore the year that didn't happen, and the bat that wasn't eaten.
No one will ever believe that pod ran in the summer because that year just didn't happen at all.
Total.
Yeah, everyone will forget that year.
Heresy.
There is one non-motorsport 2021 plans. I'm going to America for 2 weeks.
To do what?
Doing a road trip in Mustangs.
I was just about to say you're going to rent a Mustang, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going on
Which coast?
West
All of
Coast.
That is the right coast.
We're going LA up to Reno, all the way into the canyons and stuff, and then down, back through, and then back into LA. We're also going Pikes Peak.
Please don't roll your Mustang off of Pikes Peak.
I am going to do some driftos up there.
Of course you are.
In a Mustang.
Death.
Yeah.
Death for you.
Just make sure the crowd stands on the inside, and then if you lose control, you won't go over the edge.
Do you want one of those? Do you want one of those Ghanaian Mustang-shaped coffins for when you come back?
We also are getting the, unfortunately, the EcoBoost one as well.
Ugh.
They're pretty good. They're still quick.
But it'll be quicker up Pikes Peak than the V8 one. Because turbo...
The only thing to do if you're in the States is use an SUV with a stupidly large engine, like my old Navigator when I lived in LA.
No.
Oh, we also going to the salt flats as well, so we get to max our cars out there if it's dry.
Sweet.
168 miles an hour, I think it is.
Make sure you take a decent camera with you.
Cool. There's a company's... Are we plugging people?
We can plug people.
It's company...
The States you can.
It's Open Highway Tours, run by Andy Bevan and with Mike Newland.
Okay.
And yeah, they've been doing it for a couple of years, and we saw it and we was tempted and we've jumped on.
I feel like what we need to do is get like a Focus ST and just go ruin their day at every location.
You come along. Well,
Just
there's no
us three
spaces
with
left.
cameras in a Focus ST.
I think I'd prefer to maybe go out there. I mean, this isn't going to happen, but go out there a couple of months early and get like a Ford Festiva or one of those really shitty little American boxes, and stick something stupid in that, and then ruin their day with that everywhere.
Well, we can always upgrade a hire car if we want. But...
To what?
If we want. If you
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Anything.
We have a credit card, so it's whatever we want they can do.
Within the limits of the credit card, right?
Depends what cars they've got to rent.
Yeah, as well
I
as...
bet they haven't got a Dodge Demon.
They do have some Hellcats, yeah.
Matt, it's alright, because what you'd have basically is you, me and Bryn having stupid ideas about what to do with a tiny shitty American box car.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Milton just maxing out his credit card.
You're sat there at 168 in your EcoBoost on the salt flats, and then there come us three dickheads like,
I don't know, I want a Crown Vic.
yeah! Last weekend, my friend bought the live stream for the 2.4 hours of Le Mullet.
Hey, did he...
The funniest thing ever. It was
I-
amazing.
I was rooting for Taylor Ray, fellow MX-5 guy.
He was ridiculous. I'm guessing you two don't really know what that is.
No. But
Basically,
I want to know what it is.
you know Cletus McFarland has the Freedom Factory?
Yeah.
He bought 20 identical Ford Crown Vics and then got a load of two people YouTuber teams basically to do a race. They did like a 45-lap stint each, driver change and everything, all in identical Crown Vics. Each
With
one of
NOS.
which has a bottle of NOS with 90 seconds worth of nitrous in it to like be pushed to pass. And he had a NASCAR driver to be on his team, and Taylor Ray was absolutely sticking it to the guy.
On his arse, yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you see? And spoiler, but the person that won it backwards across the line.
Oh yeah.
That's how I used to finish all my auto solos.
Yeah.
The transponders were in
True
the
story.
boot, weren't they?
Yeah. Basically, the guy spun him out over the line, but because the little transponders were in the boot, that actually made him win. It was honestly, it was so good.
It's literally cars, but real life.
Oh.
Oh.
Cannonball Run record's been broken a lot this year.
In a Mustang.
Funny that.
I
No
feel
one else
like-
on the road.
I
Yeah.
feel like all the police... But that's so like here, the police have been fucking everywhere. I've checked.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
yeah, mate.
No,
I mean, Brent, you live in a town that's double-barreled with a hyphen in the middle. So I don't think you see police normally.
In which case, though, Matt, I live very near a town that's triple-barreled with 2 hyphens in it.
Yeah, I bet you don't see police either.
I'd see lots of police.
But because they know which road that you drive down.
What, you mean the
Yeah,
850
they're waiting
with
for you.
no
That's why
speed
you-
cameras for, like,
Yeah,
Stoke all the way to Nottingham? That road is always driven at a sensible speed. Don't speed, kids. It's naughty.
That's what we all go on track for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
Did you know in
before
America
someone sues us for encouraging...
they have speed planes? Not speed cameras, not speed cars, guns and radar guns. They have like aeroplanes that have a speed camera on them. So you're flying through the desert and you'll get a speeding ticket.
Who's
I mean, that makes sense in a world where you've got massive deserts with long straight roads on.
With no
There's
one
no
to
other way.
hit.
But
there's no other way of patrolling it.
so there's
I
a
can
really,
see it from their point of view,
there's
but
a really important question about that. What happens if you just take it off to the side of the road and you're not on the public highway, you're just through the desert full pelt? Can they do anything about it then with their plane?
Good point.
I don't know. I guess that they must have some rules similar to like we have green laning over here. They've got to have some rules for it, surely.
Well, it is America.
Yeah.
They let people like me have guns. Like,
Yeah.
And they
they let
actually...
people like me but with Bryn's haircut have guns.
Wow.
Oh, we're great at staying on topic, aren't we?
It's a
I
brilliant
think this
haircut,
is how
though.
all of these are going to go.
I think like when we do MX5s and stuff, it's gonna be fine. There's gonna be some editing that needs to be done for this one. I feel
Yeah,
a little bit.
2021 plans, they went pretty well.
This is a pilot.
Yeah.
This is a full This is going all right. Like it's a good chat.
To be fair, I've got another 2021 plan just there.
What's that 2021 plan?
Is it a baby?
Don't plug it in.
It will be my baby.
Oh, that.
Billet intake that I'm doing for Chris. This obviously isn't it. Just FYI.
Is this where you plug Chris's YouTube channel?
Oh, I can do. Chris Drift. That is a terrible hat. Chris Drift on YouTube. If you want to watch me and him make idiots of ourselves, and also a Fast 370Z.
Speaking
They
all
do
need
have
to
a
go-
proper bromance.
speaking of
Yeah.
speaking of YouTube and socials, down there, subscribe button over there.
Definitely. Yeah, the amount of people I've got messaged like, "Oh, you and Chris are the best couple on the internet right now." Not gay.
Are you sure,
You
Brent?
sure?
Are you doing an MX-5?
Weird,
And you
yeah.
haven't-
Super camp,
'Cause
yeah.
that Tiger King haircut tells me otherwise.
Damn, Carol Baskin.
I've
You
seen
guys,
that.
you're going to lose me in 28 seconds.
Oh, I know.
The battery is critically low.
Quick, tell us more about your 2021 plans.
Yeah.
Crash, drift,
Repeat.
America.